calling Whispering Storyteller.
How you doing? Sorry it took me a while to get to Alexa. Oh, you're not feeling well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Right. Oh, okay. Right, okay. I see. Well, why don't we plan? Why don't you come over tonight? Would you like that? I would too. Okay. What we're gonna do is, tonight, I just want you to come over. You don't have any cash. It's fine. I will sort that out for you. We're friends, right? Good. I'm glad you feel the same way too, because you are one of my dearest friends. And we are going to get through this together. You and I, okay? Well, tonight I want you just to relax. I will call a cab, get you over here. I'll sort it out, don't worry. But I'm going to prepare today for you coming, and it's going to be such a nice evening, just you and I. And we can talk about this if you want to talk about this. If you don't want to talk about this, then we can relax and do something else. I'm gonna make you a meal tonight, just for the two of us. So, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to finish work, and I'm gonna make sure that everything is perfect for you coming over. I'm going to get some soft lights on and get some cushions all spread around. You want to stay over tonight or for a few days, that's fine. You can do that as long as you want to. So we're going to have a nice hot meal, and we're going to have a nice cozy setting, and we're going to just relax, the two of us. There's going to be no disruptions whatsoever. So I'm going to prepare a nice 3-course meal. And what I will do, let's have a think. Let's do something nice and wholesome and comforting. So I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to do actually. You can stay on the line if you want to. It's absolutely fine, but I'm going to be thinking out to myself. I'm planning what I'm going to do for you coming over tonight. How I'm going to prepare for it. And you can hang about, or you can just hang up and just go and relax. So, note to self. Okay, so I'm going to go to the local shop. In fact, it's a market nearby, and I'm going to buy some fresh ingredients. Fresh ingredients. You can't beat a nice wholesome meal with fresh ingredients. Okay, it's normally quiet around about 2 p.m., so I'll go around then. And I'm just going to imagine how tonight will unfold. Okay, so my best friend is coming over. I want it to be absolutely welcoming beyond belief. Okay, so I'm going to make, for a starter, for an entree, we're going to have a nice roasted butternut squash soup. So I'm going to pick a large deep orange squash, and just looking at it, I can picture how earthy and sweet its flavour will be, and I can imagine that it's going to fill the kitchen as I roast it. That lovely, lovely smell, sweet. I'm going to get some fresh thyme, and I'm going to get a loaf of crusty sourdough bread to serve on the side. Just a dip, when you kind of sweep in the bowl with the bread. I love that. So it's going to be a nice, rich, velvety soup I'm going to make for us. For the main, I'm going to, I want something simple yet satisfying. I'm going to make sure it's comfort food at its finest, what, in my opinion. So I know that you're not big on fish, so I'm going to, let's think, I might make my speciality actually, which is a creamy chicken and mushroom risotto. And I think you really complimented on it the last time you came over. So why not make that? It's the kind of dish that warms you from the inside out on these cold autumnal nights. So we know that autumn and fall is kind of starting to descend on us and starting to feel a little bit cold on a night. But that means that it gets dark earlier and I can get some candles lit as well and just really feel that nice autumnal ambience. Sounds great, doesn't it? So I'm going to go this afternoon. When I get the butternut squash, I'm going to buy some rice, some tender chicken breasts. I'm going to get some nice earthy mushrooms, fresh, and I can almost hear the sizzle of the chicken in the pan and the slow bubbling of the risotto as it cooks. It sounds like heaven to me, and I hope it will be for my best friend too. Okay, so for dessert, why don't we go for something sweet but not too heavy? What about a nice apple crumble or apple crisp, as they call it in the North America? So apple crisp with a touch of cinnamon and nutmeg. Nice food for this time of year as well, as winter is fast approaching. So I'm going to pick out some nice crisp apples. I can already smell the spices filling the air and the buttery topping that just goes nice and crisp in the oven. That lovely textured taste in the mouth, but the crunch with the tangy apple and the nutmeg sounds amazing. Okay, so what I'll do is tonight I will unpack everything once I've bought it, and then I will set to work and I'll fill a space that feels like a cozy retreat for you. So I'm gonna light a few candles, dim the lights till it's a nice soft golden hues flickering against the walls. I'm going to go for that really nice warm glow look. The weather outside is pretty cool, and I'm going to have to make sure there's a blanket folded nearby on the chair just in case it does get a bit chilly. And I'm going to light the fire and just have those flames roaring as we chill and relax together. I'll even get some nice extra fluffy pillows scattered on the couch just for that. Nice soft surroundings. It's already in my head, it's going to be looking like the kind of place where your worries are just going to melt away evaporate away. Can't wait. So in the kitchen, my apron is on the back of the door. So I'm going to prep the butternut squash for the soup, and I'm going to peel it and chop it, and I'm going to toss the pieces into olive oil, salt, pepper, a sprinkle of thyme, and before putting the tray into the oven. And I know that the kitchen will start to fill with those comforting aromas of roasting squash, the sweetness mingling with the scent of the herbs. Perfect combination. So while the butternut squash roasts, I'm going to turn my attention to the risotto. I'm going to chop the onions and the garlic. The sharp, familiar scent makes me feel really grounded. And obviously I'll have a few tears because of the onions. I'll get that sensation. And yeah, we've all been there many a time. It's a price worth paying for the taste at the end. So I'm going to grab me a nice heavy pan and heat some olive oil. And I'm going to listen to the onions sizzling as I stir them gently in the pan. Once that's softened, I'm going to add the rice. And I'm going to toast it slightly before pouring in some white wine and letting it evaporate in a soft hiss. As the risotto simmers away, I'm going to slice mushrooms and slice up the chicken into cubes, and in a separate pan I'm going to saute the mushrooms in butter till they are light and fragrant. The earthy scent filling the kitchen. Then the chicken next, brown until it is soft, tender and juicy. And bit by bit I will ladle the warm chicken into the risotto, stirring patiently as the rice absorbs into the liquid, becoming creamy and very, very, very rich. Now with everything simmering, I will then turn to the apple crumble or apple crisp. And peeling and slicing the apples is a meditative process. I love it. It's just so brain dead, but it just sends me into that lovely, warm, grounded trance. The fruit is always quite cool and firm under the knife, and I'm going to toss that into a mixture of cinnamon, nutmeg, and sugar. And the scent will immediately start evoking memories of childhood and cozy fall evenings. I'm going to lay them onto a baking dish, slice by slice, then put on the crumble, which is a mixture of oats, butter and brown sugar over the top. Sounds good, doesn't it? And the oven is already warm, of course. I've had it on for a while. I'm going to slide the dish in, and I'm going to anticipate the crisp will start to bubble and brown as it cooks, as it roasts or bakes. I'm in heaven even just planning this. The butternut squash will be ready by now. So I will then look at it. It'll be soft and caramelized on the edges. So I would then transfer it to a pot and added vegetable broth and use as an immersion blender to create a nice, smooth, creamy texture. And a touch of cream will bring it all together. taste in it, and it will make me smile because it's so silky, rich, and just sweet enough. So that's the butternut squash soup ready. Okay, and then I will turn my attention to the table. So I'm going to make sure the table is perfect for the two of us tonight. I'm going to have it simple but thoughtful, if you like. 2 plates, each with a cloth napkin neatly folded. Silverware in the soft candlelight, I can just picture it now. The sourdough bread would be sliced and placed in a basket with a small dish of softened butter and a little butter knife just to, for you to butter your bread. And a bottle of wine brought out, a deep red, and glasses sitting by the side, again just illuminating that candlelight, and the wine sitting there waiting to be poured. The house will smell incredible by then. A mixture of roasting apples and garlic, thyme, and creamy richness of the risotto. I can just see myself stopping and looking around. The living room will be cozy with the candles flickering beautifully, the fire roaring, the blankets and the cushions all positioned in front of the fire. Everything is just so warm and inviting for you coming over. And the kind of place where time feels like it just is going to stand still, if only for a while. And as you arrive, I will be just finishing the details. I can imagine hearing the footsteps on my porch, hearing the doorbell go, and me running out to pay the taxi driver, bringing you in with a nice big warm hug, taking the coat off you, then telling you to come on in and relaxing. Tonight is going to be a night of comfort and warmth and friendship. Simply being there for one another. And it's good to have you here. It really is. And I'm glad to be there for you. And I always will be there for you. Always, 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 regardless of anything. And I'm so glad that I've prepared the meal for you. Okay, I'm gonna go off to the shops and get prepared. I'm gonna bring all of that into manifestation. So I'm gonna do exactly what I've said. Okay. Or we could just get a takeout. Give me a text when you're leaving and I'll be there waiting for you. So until tonight, au revoir, my friend. See you soon.